So this is my 18th book. I started 14 years back with Asura, Tale of the Vanquished, which was Ravan's Ramayana. Then followed it up with Duryodhana's Mahabharata in the Jaya series. Then did the Bahubali, the official prequel for the Bahubali films. Vanara, Nala But so far what I have been doing is, I was just using like Valmiki's Women, where I told the story from the point of view of the marginalized female characters like Tadaga and Mantara, Shanta and all. All were viewpoint retellings. This was the first time I am doing something which I thought perhaps would one day become a great film from India, which can challenge the Marvels and the avatars of the world. So actually I am coming right from Bangalore. Yesterday in Amazon had an AA conclave, a global AA conclave. So there they had, some of the executives had read the story and they had made a AI movie trailer just to present it to the world. So to set the context, I will just play this 2-3 minutes video and then we can start the discussion on what it is about. Can you please play the video? This is purely made by AA. I'm not telling about the book, but the trailer. So the idea is, a lot of AA films are also coming. I am also a part of a few films for which the entire thing, like Narasimha had come. Similarly, other films are coming.
Is Maya, a staggering simulation, a divine being running on a cosmic gleam. Kumarikandam, a continent of poetry, freedom and fire. Its hub, Mathura, ruled by the jewel Meenakshi, the princess with the soul of a warrior. The creators watch their Leela tremble. The Asuras, masters of logic and science, have nearly solved the final theorem.
If they take her, the game collapses.
Then we reset it.
To protect the illusion, humans are given a structure, not to fear, but to slowly burn higher. Manusmriti and Kumarikandam begins to trip.
A law that kills dignity is no law. It is a cage.
Nanda, Vignani of forbidden science, she who survived the cosmic war. Logic was her faith, curiosity her growth.
Evolve. Surpass your makers. This world will need to reason.
She built him as a masterpiece. Meenakshi's canvas, her anti-Shiva.
Karma is not your chain, it is your weapon. Control it, control him.
But she forgot the variable science could not delete the human heart.
If they take her, the game collapses. Shall we reset?
Thank you very much. So this is just an idea setting. We are creating a great world like it is already there in many of our Puranas and in our folklore. How to marry this with the modern day science? That was the question. So I wanted to create something that will span as a huge story world like how Marvel had created. In Bahubali, partially we did it, but this is something much bigger than that, or that's what we hope. So basically what it comes not just from Devi Bhagavatam. There is this Tamil legend, many of us Malayalis might be familiar with it. There is this legend of Kumarikandam or Kumarikandam. In Malayalam we call it Kumarikandam. In Tamil Nadu they call it Kumarikandam. This was a lost continent, and it is said that around 70,000 years ago it sank. So in the Tamil folklore and Tamil Puranas there is a lot of references to this continent, which has its parallels in other civilizations also, like the continent of Atlantis, the continent of Lemuria, and it is also closely linked to the flood myth. The flood myth, as you know, is very common in Bible, in Quran, even in among the Maoris in New Zealand. A very disparate cultures, they have this collective memory of a great flood that had happened many thousand years ago. Every civilization you will find that. So using all these things, but setting it as a science fiction, not set in the future but set in the past, taking inspiration from the cyclical nature of time, that everything that is happening or that is going to happen had already happened. Based on that theory, this science fiction is set in 70,000 years ago in the lost continent of Kumarikandam. It's closely linked to the legend of Madura Meenakshi and Sundaresha, but using the entire Mayavada and the theory that the entire world, you, I, all of us are living in a dream, in Brahma's dream, or we are living in a simulation. Taking all those into it, a story world is being created, and this is the first book in the series.
Okay, now that we've seen the trailer and we can see the whole Purana is interconnected with the AI and all, what made these two are usually considered oppositional, but what drew you to consider these?
See, basically it's a flight of imagination. So I'm not here to claim that 70,000 years ago we had spacecraft, maybe we had it, maybe we didn't. I'm not here to claim all those things. It is about creating a great story world. So in the story world, if you really see how it started from this imagination of what if the Mayavada is true? What if we are actually living in a simulation, and when we wake up, one day we find that whatever we have been experiencing in was just a dream? Or are we the characters inside a video game somebody else have created? Why is it called Leela? Leela as in a game in the Puranas. Why every time they call it as a Leela? It's Vishnu's Leela, Shiva's Leela, Devi's Leela. It's just a game. What if we are living in a game? Once you start, there's a suspension of disbelief in it. But once you do that, all stories come from the suspension of disbelief. So once you start that, then from there onwards, suddenly you will start finding parallels. Who are Asuras? What if? Why are they told that? Why is it told that there are 14 lokas? Actually, it is told that there are infinite universes, an infinite loop of time. 14 is just merely a number to represent the infinite. So there are so many simulations, and Asuras also belong to one kind of simulations. Once you start thinking like that, then you find that this represents anything like what we are approaching slowly, what we are approaching at. So the character called Nakta, which I have created, comes from the word darkness, which represents what is the opposite of Devi. Opposite of Sri Devi is Mudevi. Many Malayalis will be very familiar because mostly mothers scold their daughters using this word in most of the homes. Mudevi is the darkness of the opposite of Sri Devi, that is Devi. Nakta means saying. So Nakta is not evil per se. in Asura Loka, if you really see in the Puranas, Asuras are not represented as evil in the original Puranas. They are just powerful beings. So even in Vedas, you find that many of the characters who became gods were initially represented as Asuras, including there is a representation of Krishna also as an Asura. Lineage-wise, Krishna himself is an Asura. Varuna is an Asura. So Asuras per se is not negative. So Asuras were considered as very materialistic, very logical beings. So it was through logic and science which Asuras had progressed. And iron becomes an important factor, metallurgy becomes an important factor, science becomes an important factor. So it is like, and materialism becomes an important factor. So it's not evil per se for Asuras. Asuras are like the extreme materialism. That's why I had written one of the books 2-3 years back. One of my non-fiction is called Asura Way. It has come in Malayalam and other languages also. Asura Way is about how to succeed in Kali Yuga. Slight diversion from this. How to succeed in Kali Yuga, that is today's age, which is considered as the age of evil or age of reason. Because for any spiritualist, age of reason could be an age of evil. In this world, it is necessary that one should be an Asura to succeed. Because we are living in an age of materialism. So how? Materialism also supports logic, reason, and it also has the unbridled ambition. Without ambition, none of us would have been here. If the first man didn't have the ambition, first woman didn't have the ambition, we will still be living in caves naked, and we will be living like animals. It is from the discontentment, it is from the ambition, it is from the jealousy, it is from the anger that the entire civilization was built up. So these all represent the Asura qualities. So the Asura world is the epitome of these qualities, and there reaches a stage where perhaps humans are about to reach now. So the imagination is that 70,000 years ago in some other dimension, in some other loka, the Asuras had reached what we are about to breach now, the world of artificial intelligence. So what does artificial intelligence do now? We have got our own Asuras. I hope they are not sponsoring it. We have our own Asuras in Elon Musk and our MAGA people. What is MAGA? Not make America great again. It's Mukesh Ambani, Gautam Adani people. The MAGA. All these are like, they all represent the Asura qualities. I'm not calling them Asuras, they all represent the Asura qualities. What are they mining from us? They are mining our mind. They are not selling products. They are mining the mind, they are mining the knowledge. That's why it's called knowledge economy also. Why is Jio giving you this mobile at such low rate? Because you are the consumer. You are the product, you are not the consumer. You are the product, you are the raw product. This is precisely what Nakta does. In this, she is sucking the knowledge, the human knowledge of, after a cosmic war which destroys Asura Loka and Devaloka, Asuras land on Earth in the plot, and Nakta using science develops a creatures that will suck the knowledge of, using science that will suck the knowledge of every human being and every creature on Earth and do the total domination, wherein which the balance goes. So it's a flight of imagination basically, but like most of my books, like Asura, when I told Asura, it is not just a story of Ravan in Lanka which happened thousands of years ago. It is a story of India which is happening now. Even my children's book, Mahi, which talked about Afghanistan and Pakistan, which was shortlisted for Crossword Award last year, that one also is India's story only. Pakistan and Afghanistan is nothing but India. And Afghanistan has, Mahi's mother is CEO of Afghanistan. That is not Chief Executive Officer, it is Chief Elephant Officer, because Mahi is a small elephant, baby elephant. She is, her rule, she is an elected leader, her rule is taken over by an evil elephant called Trumbo the Jumbo, who wants to make Afghanistan great again. So this, every story which I write for today, I write about today's world. The setting would have been even the 3-book Bahubali series, of which ended where the film started. That also is about present day India only. all the stories are about present day India. It could be, Kumarikandam also could be set in 70,000 BC. And as we speak, I will bring parallels and connections to it. So this is the setting of the book.